How's it going, everybody? Well, it's Carpo here for another installment of my daily journal of life. Well, that's pretty much what this is, I guess, would be a vlog. I wouldn't call myself a teacher or a guru or an information or a journalist or anything like that, or even a particular subject, but as usual, I like to wait for the subject to come to me, and it always does. Often the subject comes to me as I'm walking out the door to make a video, because I don't have as many opportunities as I'd like to make, videos when I have ideas, because usually there's kids, noise, something going on. But anyway, take advantage of a couple minutes, talk about selfishness and assistance, helping others, and to what degree we should treat ourselves the best first. God, that was a horrible way to put it. I should rephrase that. Charity towards people who are less fortunate. And to what degree do we do it? If you've ever helped out in a soup kitchen, a lot of people come in that really need help. And a lot of people come in that are just lazy bums that don't want to do anything with their life. And I'm not talking about the ones that have lost it, or the ones who are mentally, disabled, or the ones who have had serious issues in the past. I'm talking about the ones that don't intend on changing. A lot of these people honestly don't even want. Many of the homeless people don't even show up in food shelters. They do take advantage, but these are the few people that give a bad name to those who do need charity. So it makes it hard for people who want to help others when there are people who just abuse the system. And the rare few people who are not quite so rare, actually, that have children just for the sake of collecting more welfare. And children become a commodity in this system. So anyway, on to more positive ideas. We have these ideas in our lives that we should help others, and we seldom ask ourselves why. Why do we have altruism? Why do we want to assist other people? And if you've ever thought it through and really looked at the philosophy, about a year ago I made a video called "Do We Do Everything for Ourselves?" Is it all selfish? Something along that line. And because I was listening to this philosophy lecture about the possibility that everything we do is not altruistic, but rather selfish in nature. Even when you help a loved one, it's to help your own family. If you're helping even another species or your own species, you're helping to keep the system in order to preserve your way of life, if that makes sense. But that's just a philosophy. That's not my philosophy. My philosophy is different, and it goes along the lines of some of this altruistic behavior doesn't fit any particular need for the animal, such as animals helping other species of animals, nursing them, raising them. And one may say, well, the animal just doesn't realize. Come on. An animal knows they're young. And there have been stories of not just dogs raising cats and those kind of things, but actually wild animals living together and hunting together, and codependent relationships and all this. With humans, we help each other in other ways. We don't pick the fleas off of each other, and we don't assist each other through, picking off parasites or anything like that. We help each other by giving the less fortunate means by which they can function. And we don't know exactly when we're doing the right thing. Sometimes there are people who really need help. Sometimes there are people who don't. And it makes it difficult. And on top of that, there are many charitable organizations, quote unquote charitable organizations, that basically spend 80% of the money that they receive on administration, and it's basically a big scheme to make money, posing as a nonprofit organization. And there is a lot of that, which scares people off. But so what about helping people directly beyond charity? Now that I'm moving beyond that, doing nice things for people that you know. Let's say you have a friend that's really in need. For example, I have a neighbor who's broke. He messed his back up. He's like I am. I messed my back up too. Only he's older. His wife doesn't make as much, enough to help them both. He does what he can. I hook him up with a lot of free weed because I like the guy and because he needs it. And he's always like, no, 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 trying to pay me. And I've been doing this all my life with people who need help, giving them what I can. Like, I don't have money, but I got some weed, or I have this, or I have that, and whatever I have, I want to give, When I was collecting stereos, I'd have, if a friend needed a stereo, hey, I got some stereos here, have one. But there's a line I draw with people in general that I don't know, like giving things away just for free. Like, why should I? And years ago, I got into this whole idea of the give and the take, and being, wanting to share with other people, and the idea that if you give everything unconditionally, it will come back to you. And I'm still in the process of wondering how much truth there really is to that, and to what degree things will actually come back to you. And it, of course, won't always be a monetary gain. But anyway, I'm going to have to cut this video short because it looks like my battery is running out. Unfortunately, it's always one thing or another. So that's good. I'll be able to think about it and rephrase and come up with some new ideas for the next half of it, if you will. So when it cuts me off, it cuts me off. I'm used to that, whether it be running out of memory card or battery or what. But I truly believe that we do things because it's inherent within us, something that we are genetically programmed to do, not just for the species, but for another reason, for a deeper reason. It gives us a feeling of well-being and contentment beyond just, I don't know, I'll think it through and I'll do part 2.